So with Goku being the face of the powerful anime character stereotype, with people using the "can he be Goku though" as a way to gauge if someone is truly strong or not, I thought I would put him up against a character widely regarded as one of the most broken in the anime character franchise, Madaka Vs. And if she can be Goku though. However, before I start off, I'd like to preface that I do have a new Discord server with an active tournament within it, so be sure to join it. The link to that will be in the description and comments down below. Also, make sure to listen to pay attention to what I say, rather than who wins overall. And finally, and as always, enjoy. Starting off with Son Goku, during the Tournament of Power, Goku was able to fight against the character like Jiren. Jiren was seen on multiple occasions to surpass all the gods of destruction themselves, but time itself, which may or may not be a fourth dimensional feat, but I'll get into that later. Goku being able to fight against his strength that surpassed the gods themselves is no small feat either. During the Battle of Gods, Goku fought against like Beerus, it was stated within both canonical continuities of the series that both Goku and Beerus had enough power to destroy the entirety of the universe of macrocosm. The same macrocosm would encompass the likes of not only the main universe itself, but as well as the land of the dead and hell. This would grant Goku multiversal levels of power due to the fact that it encompasses 2 or more additional realms within its main universe. However, as for transcending time, as I mentioned earlier, depending on one's interpretation, this could be anywhere from a 3rd to 4th dimensional feat, if you think time is truly the 4th dimension or not. If you truly believe that time by itself is the 4th dimension, then surpassing time would grant Jiren a 4th dimensional level or tier of power with a 3rd dimensional existence, due to the fact that our universe by itself is a space-time continua that encompasses time as its 4th dimension, in addition to its prior 3 dimensions of length, width, and depth. The second interpretation with true dimensional scaling and tiering. Time itself being a dimensional tier would yes be 4th dimensional, however, not within the context one may think. Time by itself would be 1-dimensional, but would be the 4th additional dimension via a additional dimensional scaling chain. If length plus width would equal 2-dimensional, then each one of those single properties would have to be 1-dimensional in nature. This would again have to be true, seeing how all formal forms of not only logic but numeric values ultimately appeal to themselves and are circular in nature, with the proposition that 2 plus 2 equals 4, which already presupposes the value within 4, and also posits that 2 plus 2 is 4 is already true, but denies the metric system of how this is already the case. Circling back to what I said originally, this would mean that within the scaling chain provided, time would be the 4th dimension added, but by itself would not be 4th dimensional in nature, meaning Jiren, hypothetically and technically, would not truly surpass the concept of time, like Vsbattle's quote-unquote states within the manga and anime's continuities. People will oftentimes say that Goku is higher than 4D and would reach within the realm of 5, 6, or even 7-dimensional via the scan where it says Goku transcends into a higher plane of existence. However, this does not always mean within a dimensional context, as we know within many religions, especially Buddhism, which is what Goku is predicated and derived from, ascending to a higher plane of existence such as a spiritual plane is widely regarded as transcendental or transcendental, and not actually ascending to a higher dimensional tier. Others may also argue that Goku is outerversal due to the fact that it's stated that heaven does not have the concept of time and therefore does not even have the concept of space, since they are quote-unquote a dualism. However, this is also false, seeing how most dualisms are contradictory to each other, with even the little definition being 2 seemingly opposing opposites that contradict each other, at least within the Eastern Chinese philosophy, meaning time is not a necessity for space to exist, nor vice versa. I've seen people trying to argue that they are synonymous with each other due to Einstein. However, there's nothing supporting this, so take that with a grain of salt if you do happen to come across the scan. People may also argue that Goku transcends the concept of time and space due to a statement about the battle between the future Trunks and Goku Black, with it saying a fierce battle that surpasses both time and space will occur. However, this could just be to hype up the fight, and at best further prove and support the 4D Goku scaling I've said prior within the Tournament of Power. All in all, however, nothing supports the idea that Goku is canonically higher than 4th dimensional and or potentially 5th dimensional, and to say anything beyond this would be complete highball and stretching Goku's power beyond logical bounds. However, moving on to Goku's speed, Goku's at 3 levels of speed scaling that one can choose, and I'll go over and list them out. The first is the fast and light to massively fast and light speed scaling. The second is the infinite speed found in the Buu arc and Tournament of Power. And finally, it's the inaccessible through immeasurable speed also found in the Tournament of Power. Starting off with the fast and light, this is directly shown within the first arc of Dragon Ball Z, where characters known as Raditz, as well as Piccolo, With Piccolo's special beam cannon being stated on multiple occasions to be a beam of light, he himself thought no one could dodge, and a simple ki blast that destroyed the moon on screen in less than 3 seconds. In real IRL physics, it takes light about 1.3 seconds in order to go from the moon and back. If we take the original 3-second time span I provided earlier for the ki blast, Goku at bare minimum low ball would be anywhere to relativistic to faster than light speeds, especially if we take the special beam cannon into consideration, which we are. Boo during the end of Z was stated on multiple times to travel an infinitely expansive universe in a finite amount of time, which at face value would give him infinite speed. However, this wouldn't in actuality. If we take into account our universe being infinitely expansive, this wouldn't however mean that our universe is infinite in size, but however can be in a long period and portion of time. This would mean that our universe has a current end, but can be expanded further with time, as I said prior. Goku during the Tournament of Power of casually shaking the entirety of the Void of Nothingness, which is stated to be infinite in size on multiple occasions, by not only the Grand Priest, but the participants themselves. We also know that within Dragon Ball, as ki would equal speed and power in all baseline stats as shown with the Super Saiyan transformations and multipliers, and with Goku needing a form of mastery of ki control to be an Ultra Instinct in the first place, this would mean that Goku would have potential to reach infinite speed, but I'll leave this up to your interpretation. Lastly, with the immeasurable speed and inaccessible speed being granted with the person who completely transcends linear time, with Jiren being stated to surpass and transcend time itself, this logically mean that he would have immeasurable speed. The same MUI Goku was able to match and even overpower the same Jiren, granting him immeasurable speed as well, if you were to take this line of scaling into consideration. Madaka Kurokami would scale above the likes of Ajimu, with Ajimu being able to destroy a star quite easily within her own manga. Not only did Ajimu admit complete inferiority to this Madaka, but Madaka was also implied to copy all of Ajimu's powers and abilities, scaling her as one of the most powerful within the verse. Madaka is also stated to be unbeatable due to her ability to change the plot and narrative of the verse, which within the manga stating that if the manga were to be a shonen, she would be the main character, giving her blatant plot armor against things like death and defeat. Madaka's ability known as N also allows her to copy any ability and use it significantly better than the original user. For example, if Goku were to use a Kamehameha in order to beat Madaka, she would copy it and multiply its power significantly and then use it even better than Goku would. This would also apply to things like MUI or TUI, meaning anything Goku would do would just multiply his power and beat her. Madaka would just do instantly and overpower it with zero difficulty. She also views everyone within her own verse as fictional, making her trans-fictional and making her be on a higher plane of dimensional and fictional existence. As we know, this can be the case due to how she's not only able to beat and end her manga before the anime even starts, but she's also called a transcendent character within her own verse due to how she's able to manipulate the manga itself. As for AP, Madaka and Ajimu are both able to instantly create multiple universes, putting them at these multiversal levels of power quite easily. However, even with the scaling provided, this would still be a true low ball for overall power, due to Madaka having an ability that allows to transcend all dimensions. This is even shown within both original kanjis of the manga, being synonymous with each other, and both saying the exact same thing. This would at least make her outerversal, which would, yes, make her beat Goku. Even if you were to disregard or give Goku his outerversal scaling, there is nothing he could do, due to her ability known as End, as I said prior. However, Madaka has more than one form of outerversal scaling, with Madaka viewing concepts and dualities as trash in comparison to her power and her verse having transcendent dimensions, meaning if you were to disregard the said outerversal scaling, she would at least hit those 5th dimensional ranges of power, which is far beyond what Goku could canonically be able to do. Dualities like positive and negative, poison and antidote, winning and losing, light and darkness, strength and weakness, black and white, success and failure, happiness and sorrow, are again all trash in her eyes and would conceptually transcend them over and over and over again, and Goku would be complete and utter fodder, as anything he would try to do would either be copied and negated or immediately transcended without any difficulty. And I hope I made that very clear. Goku loses. And yes, she can beat Goku though. I just wanted to make that very clear. The concept of speed wouldn't matter either, seeing how people who are on these outerversal levels or tiers of power bypass the speed equations and formulas altogether, as well as transcending both the concepts of time and space respectively, giving them irrelevant speed if you were to use character stats and profiles, in addition to Vsbattle Wiki's tier of speed. But even if you were to able to ignore the mountain of evidence for Madaka being out of reversal, Madaka still wins, and there is nothing that Goku could do. However, it has been Tempest. The new Discord server will be in the comments and description down below. But make sure to stay safe, make sure to have a nice rest of your day, and till next time, bye.